We're getting closer to football, folks. Let's talk about the San Francisco 49ers 2025 training camp. Let's get it. Welcome to the Cayman's Island podcast, where we talk all things San Francisco 49ers. I'm your host, David Cayman. In today's show, I want to go over a few storylines coming out of the San Francisco 49ers 2025 training camp. And there's a lot of intriguing things going on right now. I'm kind of glad I didn't post a few days ago because I was in a little mini panic about all the Ricky Pearsall injury news, the Jauan Jennings possible holdout / hold in. So far, things look pretty decent. Jauan Jennings is in the building. I'm thinking over the course of the next few days, probably something is going to get worked out with that deal. There's video of him out there, embracing the team, embracing coaching staff and things like that. So I think that's definitely headed in a good direction. Probably already has some sort of framework in place and just waiting to sign on that dotted line and get that, that ESPN alert out to everybody's mobile device. But with that being said, I was honestly a bit concerned on the injury front, man. Were we going to have to go and make a serious move at wide receiver right now? I know we picked up a guy. I don't know a lot about him, to be absolutely honest with you. I think that was just a depth piece that was added, if I could just be absolutely honest with you. It appears that, Ricky Pearsall is going to miss a few days of camp, but nothing prolonged, nothing serious, nothing extended time that we know of right now. So on the wide receiver front, I really, a couple of days ago, truthfully, I was in full on mini panic mode. Now I feel a lot better. I think that we're going to be able to put this thing together, guys, especially with the schedule. I think we're going to be okay this year. I think it's going to be a year that we actually do have an opportunity to get back to the playoffs. Not sure what we're going to do there. That's going to be determined a lot based on how the season goes, but I'm very optimistic that we're going to be okay. A couple other things that I noticed about this particular training camp, man, is all the battles, all of our rookies, all of our new starters. I'm really, really looking forward to what Mykel Williams is going to do. There were reports that came out today that said he went up against Dominique Puni, kind of 1v1, and Mykel got the best of my man Puni. I like Dominique Puni. I think he's a solid piece. If I can be honest with you, I think he will end up definitely getting a rather nice second contract with the 49ers. If you thought he was good last year, I think he's only going to build upon that. And to hear that my man Mykel Williams kind of whooped up on him pretty bad there on the interior is good news. It really is good news. We really need to have some positive impact coming in from this draft class. And I'm confident we're going to see that. And, even if it's a case where Mykel's better suited for the inside, I think we're going to be just fine with that. We know what Robert Saleh does, and I'm very confident that Robert Saleh is going to come in and do Robert Saleh type things with this defense. He's going to mix it up. We're not going to be super vanilla anymore. There were times last year, man, where you could just see it coming. Playing this soft zone coverage, staying too far back off the ball, even making some of our serious playmakers ineffective because they're so far back. So I think we're going to mix in some disguise, some stunts on the front end, and we're going to be okay. Another interesting storyline I think that's coming out of camp thus far is this whole Colton McKivitz wanting another deal. Now, I have mixed feelings about Colton McKivitz. I do. I don't feel that Colton is like the worst at his position in the NFL. However, However, I don't think that there's necessarily too many super highlight plays to write home about. I think that Dominic Pooney helps out over there a bunch. Now, I will say this, for the continuity of the line, I do feel like he's an important piece this far out. Okay. If we went and signed somebody like today that can get in there for depth, I'm not really sure continuity wise what that would do to that O-line right now. Again, the Niners weren't absolutely terrible, but they were not great either. And I know a lot of that line is masked and hidden by what Trent Williams does on that left side. You can almost, that's one of those plug and play, forget about the left side completely types of players. You're talking about first ballot Hall of Famer written all over him. I think a few other things that are really going to be intriguing is who's going to step in and take that third wide receiver spot. I'm really feeling confident that Juwan's going to be there. I'm really confident Ricky's going to be there. We have this pretty decent tight end. What's his name? Oh, yeah, George Kittle still plays for the San Francisco 49ers. If Christian McCaffrey can come back and be 80% of his 2023 form, we don't even need him to be, we don't need CMC to come out there and be Offensive Player of the Year. Hey, it would be nice. I wouldn't be mad at it. It'd turn my frown upside down, in fact. But if we can get an 80 to 85% return on CMC, if he could just stay healthy and we reduce the man's workload by 0.25%, man, that would be extremely, extremely impactful. But I'm really looking forward to seeing, who's going to step in and ultimately win that third spot. I'm really looking forward to that battle and how that plays out. Another storyline, and I really don't think anybody's been talking about this, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this is training camp. You have grown men out there that are trying to perfect their craft, and some of these guys are at the top, at the peak of their positions, or top 5 throughout the entire NFL. And what happens when you get guys competing at the highest level and giving it everything that they have, injury happens. Now, last season with injuries is it's not something I even want to talk about or think about, but you know how it is every single season. Somebody gets lost with a knee. Somebody gets lost at the beginning and put on IR because of a hamstring injury. It always happens that someone ends up either taking a step back or gets hurt in training camp, or one of those preseason games that, let's just be honest, doesn't even matter, other than some of these guys that are trying to make the team via special teams, trying to give it everything they got so they can make the team. But, my hope, my prayer is that we can get in and out of this training camp unscathed with any type of serious injury. We already have Brandon Ayuk, and another storyline that's coming out is that there is absolutely no timetable for the man's return whatsoever, zero. There were some reports, I believe earlier, about a month or so ago, talking about that, Brandon Ayuk could come back as soon as like week 1. Now, I don't think that at any point ever was really ever realistic. I thought for sure he'd start the season on injured reserve and bare minimum miss the first 4 games of the season. When you have John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan say things like he's making good strides, but there's absolutely no timetable for a return, I don't know, guys. That's for me, that says November written all over it. And we really need that man to come back, and we really need BA to get back, put this drama stuff behind. I know that, media outlets and such love to, especially during this time of year, man, when, let's just be honest, real football hasn't even started yet. I know we're at training camp, and and things are going to get more physical for sure. But I mean, I know, we know. I mean, preseason has gotten to where you might as well watch Madden simulate an NFL game versus watching a preseason game. But with all that being said, tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you think in the comments. What storyline are you most looking forward to panning out? Is it the continuity of the offensive line? Is it some of these rookies, seeing how they perform and see how the battles go at various positions? Is wide receiver something that's at the top of your mind? I know we think things are going to work with Juwan. I know we think things are going to work with Ricky Pearsall. But what if they don't? What are we going to do? Like I said, if you like what you saw today, please remember to like and subscribe. As always, take care and be blessed.